Good morning, friends. Today we will learn a French legal maxim. Normally we will be hearing Latin legal maxims, but this is a French legal maxim. La Principe, La Principe D. Normally we pronounce it as da. La Principe da Legalite. La Principe da Legalite. So the principle of legality, which is called, it is the prime subject at the time when it was framed. So normally, so the meaning of it is the government has to abide or has to base its principle on the principle of law, but not on the principles of men. They cannot do what they like as the men liked this. So normally, there will be some confrontation, particularly to the police department, when the public interest and the legal principles come to a collusion with each other. So normally the legality or law says something, but the public's intention, the people's voice is different. So normally the politicians tend to follow the public interest basing on the principles of the public interest, but should not be. It should be only according to the principle of law. Very simple example I tell you. So for example, a woman makes a telephone call to the police station SI and says that her husband is addicted to gaming, playing rummy, and due to which he is spending so much of amount, even her thali is also pledged like that, she is telling. Suppose if the officer goes and conducts a raid on a place where rummy is being played, then in the public interest it is okay, but legally it is wrong, because playing rummy without betting is not at all an offence under AP Gaming Act. So normally the public interest is that due to the public gaming or gambling, people are suffering, but legally it will not agree. Therefore, you have to remember, you have to rely on the principle of law only. So that means, once again, so this principle, La Principe de Legalite. So this, now please remember, this concept is made against to the principle of arbitrary powers. So if the public interest concept is given, definitely people will tend to do anything against to the law, which is arbitrary, and therefore this prohibits the persons from going to the arbitrary actions. So we can otherwise call it as the supremacy of law. That is a basic structure doctrine we have learned. To be frank, nobody is above the law. Article 14 says everybody is equal before the law and everybody should abide by the law. So please remember, this rule is based, actually this rule of law has been framed by Sir Edward Coke. Sir Edward Coke in England during the time of King James I. At that time you may remain, king can do no wrong, because people used to think king is the incarnation of God and he will not do anything wrong. But gone are the days. So the Magna Carta, you may be hearing, due to the Magna Carta, actually in 1250 it has brought the king also under the rule of law. So actually this principle of Sir Edward Coke was actually extensified or developed by A.V. Dicey. He is a famous jurist, professor of Oxford University. So he has written a book. In the book Introduction to the Law of Constitution in 1885, he said this doctrine, he developed this doctrine, and this rule says no man is punishable except for a distinct breach of law. That means absolute supremacy of the law and equality before the law and predominance of the legal spirit. So everybody should follow the law. So now there is another Latin French maxim, law is fair. So let things go on. Let us not interfere. So this is a very famous French maxim. So now come back to our topic, that is La Principe de Legalite. So this is basically, it is most talked about of the supremacy of the law, predominance of the legal spirit, and equality before the law. So normally, so this principle was first used in the freedom of press case in USA. That is, freedom of press is the law, is the primacy of the law, and the freedom of press should not be curtailed. Of course, Similarly, in other countries also, slowly we have come to so-called recognize the freedom of press basing on the Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution of India. Right. For example, if you want to go, there are so many important cases in this. This is law Principe de Legalite. Everything should be the principle of legality. Everything should be according to law. Right. The first case normally you have to remember is Shankari Prasad versus Union of India, 1951. So at the time when the Jamindari system is to be abolished and when the right to property was weeded out from the right to fundamental rights, then there was a lot of commotion. So Shankari Prasad case is the first case. So at that time, the main principle is whether Parliament is competent to amend the Constitution or not under Article 368. So Shankari Prasad case, it said yes, the Constitution can be amended by the Parliament, followed by Sajjan Singh case also. These two cases. But in Golaknath case, yes, I am remembering Golaknath case, it was reversed. That means the Parliament has no amending power to amend the so-called Constitution. Of course, this rule was set right in Golaknath case, in Keshwana Maruti case in 1973, whereas actually so many 13 judges bench, they have stated that 7:6, they have stated that the Constitution can be amended, but the same basic structure should not be disturbed. That is what is called rule of law, supremacy of the legal spirit. So predominance of the legal spirit you have to understand. And ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla, 1970s. This is a famous case after the proclamation of the emergency by Indira Gandhi government. So many people, Jayaprakash Narayan, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, all these people were detained under MISA or preventive detention or all these things. They used to be detained like as the government likes, and there is no necessity for giving any reasons, all these things. So when the Shivkant Shukla went that it is against the spirit of the Constitution, Article 22, 20, Article 21, 22, Article 19(1)(g), all these things. Yes, then at that time, Justice A.N. Ray and other 4 judges, they have decided that it has to be abided by law. The law says that when once the emergency is enforced according to Article 359, nobody can raise their voice, nobody can say that they were unnecessarily detained, all these things. Of course, this has been reversed in subsequently. ADM Jabalpur is also one of the best examples. Then comes Indira Gandhi versus Rajanarayan. This is also in 1975. So Mr. Jagmohan Lal Sinha, I think, Jagmohan Lal Sinha, he was the judge in Allahabad High Court. He declared that there are corrupt practices in electing Madam Indira Gandhi, and therefore he held the election void. Therefore, that is the reason for taking her to the so-called coercive measure of the so-called emergency. So there, the principle of law, legal principles, equality before law was established. And of course, you may be knowing Maneka Gandhi. Every time Article 21 comes, we'll remember about Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, the passport. Otherwise, you can call it as a passport case. There, Article 21, life and liberty has been beautifully explained. The legal principle of legality has been explained in that 1978 case. And lastly, Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab 1980. Here, Section 303. So a person who is convicted of murder and he has come out on bail or something and he commits another murder, the minimum punishment should be death. But death should not be the solace. So therefore, Section 303 has been totally deleted from the law books from the Indian Penal Code also. So please remember, this is law Principe de Legalite. That means the principle of legality should be followed, but not the principles of men or not the principles of general public interest, all these things. So this is the these are the examples given very beautiful case laws. Please remember this. They are when once you study the constitution, all these case laws, right from JVM Jabalpur, Bachchan Singh, and Rajanarayan Indira Gandhi versus Rajanarayan, and also Maneka Gandhi case, as well as those 4 cases, that is Shankari Prasad, Sajjan Singh, Golaknath, and Keshwananda Bharati. All these things are important, and they are based on this principle, law principe de legalite. Thank you.